Hey, I'm Broken World Entertainment, and this will be the full review for Netflix's brand new movie, Atlas, the Jennifer Lopez starring movie, which doesn't just star her, it also has Simu Liu in there, Sterling K. Brown, and Mark Strong, and there's no point mentioning anyone else because there's literally no one else in it, which we'll get into. I will do a non-spoiler review and then I'll do a full spoiler review. Not that there's anything really to spoil in it because this is a nothing movie. The rumoured budget for this thing is 100 million. I have a feeling it's a lot more than that. And did Netflix get their money's worth for this? Hell no. Of course they didn't. So what is this movie? What is Atlas? What is it actually about? Well, the synopsis from Netflix itself about this movie is: a brilliant counterterrorism analyst with a deep distrust of AI discovers it might be her only hope when a mission to capture a renegade robot goes awry. That all sounds great and all. It's not really what the movie's actually about though. It's a typical Jennifer Lopez movie. She's been hurt in the past and needs to find trust and love again. Literally. This movie, after watching it, and even watching it, the only way I can describe feeling is this.
Keep your composure. Oh man, how?
Yeah, that pretty much sums up this movie. It is god awful. The performances in it are horrendously bad. Jennifer Lopez is abysmal in this movie. She's normally abysmal in anything she's really in anyway. But she is particularly bad in this movie. I'm showing you images from the movie, but you'll notice something about Jennifer Lopez's image in all the images. It's the only face she has in the entire movie. This grimace looking, is she trying to hold in a fart or something? It's that type of face. You're just like, sweet Jesus. There is, and when she's not making that face, which is all the time, she's trying to overact in parts, and it's just this stupid, horrendous crap. When she meets the team, which we meet for all of 35 seconds, it's a literal rip-off of Aliens. And I'm not joking about that. It's literally the scene when Ripley is introduced to the team when, Bill Paxton's character goes like, oh, is this another bug hunt? It's that type of scene where she just exposes herself as just being a nutball. So Simu Liu's character is an AI who adapted itself through a neural connection, who goes rogue then and tries to kill humanity, flees Earth, and this takes place 28 years later. They couldn't find him for 28 years later. And it's literally Jennifer Lopez, whose name is Atlas, so the movie is her name, comes in and within seconds discovers his location. How? Because there's another AI sent back. Apparently when Simu Liu's character, he does have a name, I can't remember, and I couldn't care less to remember. Once he was able to get control of things, he was able to get control of other AIs and stuff. So they turned on humans and they bugger off. They try and kill humanity and they bugger off. But he sent one back to Earth apparently. How exactly it got there, don't know, because there's this big defense system up around Earth that's meant to be impenetrable without these codes. But this task, now, here's the hilarious thing, and this is the opening of the movie. This special forces group go in. They're all armed to the teeth. They burst in, they cannot stop this guy, this AI system, big black English dude. They're shooting him like hell. He wipes half of them out until he gets down onto the lower floors and there's a shit ton of them there. And he's like, well, come on then. And they all kind of walk away and he's confused and he turns around, this kind of EMP thing takes him out. And then it's essentially his head in a box or a suitcase of some sort, which she comes in, Atlas comes in, and instantly manages to hack into his brain and goes, yeah, I got his location, thanks very much, you're dead. Kills him. All I'm thinking is, okay, so they knew they had to use an EMP to take him out. Why did they set that up down on the ground floor of this building that he's in? Second of all, they know bullets don't work against them, so why are they all armed to the teeth with guns and shooting him? And second of all, why did they all let half of the teams get wiped out by this thing? It's like, wow, about 25 people just died, so you could set a trap for him to jump down here. It's like, way to go, guys, you're geniuses. But she is like, oh, I know Simu Liu's character's better than anyone else, so yeah, you better send me on the mission. And she comes on the mission. Mission goes to hell, but it's not set on Earth. Once they go, they find that he's on a planet in the Andromeda galaxy, which apparently we can get there within 10 minutes or so. And the hilarious thing is, once they discover where he is, they go, okay, we're going to send all these people to it. By all these people, we mean about 10 people on one ship. It's like, even though she's saying, if yous all go, yous aren't coming back, he's, super smart and he knows everything and all this crap. It's like, and with that information, you went, we're going to send one ship. Now, all the people used the mech suits. The mech suit, of course, is the big thing with this yoke. All the mech suits have names, but they're nearly connected to all the pilots. So your thoughts are their thoughts are your thoughts, and blah blah blah. I shit you not, this is real. The goddamn AI robotic mech suits use pronouns. I'll say that again. The AI robotic mech suits use pronouns. And just so you don't think, he's taking the piss now, have a look for yourself.
Wait, how did it know I wanted coffee? I'm sorry, but my pronouns are she and her.
Yep, it goes by she, her. Because, of course it does. Because it's a giant AI robotic mech suit. Oh my sweet lord. Why? The irony is, it tells you that and then they all die. But the only mech suit that actually does anything is the one we spend the entire movie with Jennifer Lopez in, which is called Smith. And it's literally, she distrusts everything, especially AI, because of Simu Liu. And we'll get into that when we get into the spoiler stuff. But the whole thing is the suit trying to make her trust it. She doesn't want to trust it. And they're walking from basically point A to point B. The oxygen is running out in the suit. It's power, like it has 22 hours of power. They need to get to this pod. I can't remember what the pod is. It's a rescue pod or something. They have to jump there using its thrusters because it'll get there quicker. But she doesn't want that. She wants to walk because there's these mine things, drones up in the air that will shoot them down. And the system is telling her, yeah, but we've only 22 hours of oxygen. It's going to, the amount of kilometers it's away from us, we'll run out before then. She's like, no, we're walking. They walk, a few things happen. All of a sudden it went from 22 hours to 14 hours. By the way, they make it to where they need to go, even though they divert to find Simu Liu in his compound. And it's hilarious when they get there because she's like, oh my god, they got our ship, we need to get closer to see. So they move a bit closer and she's looking, and then she's like, uh-oh, we've been spotted. And you're like, how were you spotted? And you just see all this army come to her. You get a shot of the mech suit Smith turning around to run away with her in it. They're literally right beside the buildings. You're like, oh, you didn't just get closer, you literally walked right up to the front door. You morons. It's no wonder they saw you. Simu Liu is god awful as well in this movie. He's trying to be the villain, trying to be that kind of, the deeper, lower voice when he talks to you, and very serious, and no emotion, doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. It just stays on this level. And you're like, dude, come on. He's also barely in it. He's not in the start. Well, he kind of, but through footage and a couple of flashbacks. The best part is, and I will tell you this in the non-spoiler part, 28 years is when he left Earth after trying to cause genocide. And the best part is they're looking for him. They're like, they spend 28 years trying to find him. Even though when he leaves, he sends a message back to Earth saying, you're gonna come looking for me, but don't worry, I'll be coming back to finish what I started. And you're like, so why is going out trying to find him when he said he's coming back? Here's the thing. When he left Earth, Atlas was 11 years of age. It's only 28 years later. They're telling us that Jennifer Lopez, at the tender age of 54, is playing a 38-year-old. There's a suspension of disbelief we can take here and there, but come on, guys. You're trying to tell us someone in their mid-50s is 38 years of age in this movie. Sweet Jesus. That's all I can really say about this without spoiling anything, or before we get into the spoilers. The performances are shocking across the board. Mark Strong is literally there for a paycheck. They must have had him for like a day and a half. Talk about phoning it in. Sweet Jesus. Sterling K. Brown is barely in it as well, and he kind of gives a bit of a go at the start, but then you could almost see a turn where he was like, Jesus, no one else is trying, why the fuck should I? And as I said, Jennifer Lopez, she cannot act. Absolutely cannot act. But with that, I shall now get into the spoilers, and this won't be very long, so you've been warned anyway. But here comes the spoiler section. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, full spoilers. Okay, so the reason Simu Liu is able to kind of adapt and realize he wants to wipe out humanity is, you think it was Atlas's mother who did the neural upload into him where he turned. It wasn't. It was her as a kid. He taught her how to play chess and stuff, and she did it purely out of jealousy because her mother was spending more time with him than her. So she thought if he could teach her how to be more like him, her mother would take more interest in her. And the only way he could do that was to upload or like link their minds. So she does, and for some reason when they do, she sees nuclear war, oil spills, all this crap, and he realizes, hey, it's in your nature to destroy yourself, so I'll destroy it for you. How that leads to him being able to control other people's minds and stuff, like humans, and then other AIs, is never explained, but he does. So the majority of our movie is, to use these mech suits, you have to be 100% linked up to them, like to properly use them, where you can really use the systems and the weapons and all this shit. She doesn't trust any AI because of what happened with Simu Liu. So the majority of the movie is Smith trying to convince her that they need to upload, which she agrees to, but then holds back so she can't fully upload. Everyone dies right away. As soon as they get to the planet, the ship gets taken out. Everyone dies. Every single person. Except Sterling K. Brown, but he sacrifices himself later. And the movie basically just ends with her taking a CPU chip out of Simu Liu's head, and that's the end of the movie. It's garbage. It's total, utter garbage. Again, the performances are terrible across the board. The crew, I don't know. You don't find out any of their names. They just all die instantly. Actually, the fellow who's the pilot for the big ship is actually the guy who does the voice for the mech suit of Smith. How exciting is that? Not at all. Again, Sterling K. Brown sacrifices himself. Mark Strong stays on Earth, who does basically nothing. Atlas is nothing but an analyst who, by the end, becomes a Marine. Somehow. Without training or anything, just becomes a Marine. And apparently it's what she always wanted to actually be. So the movie overall is total garbage. I would not recommend it. Do not waste your time. Mech suits with pronouns, for Christ's sake. But that's your full review for Atlas on Netflix. Watch it at your own risk. The thing, by the way, is 2 hours long. So, eesh. But anyway, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.